He's like your spirit animal, isn't he?
He's my lady.
Is he your spirit animal?
He is.
Yeah.
He's like my favorite ever. Lady. Oh, she's good
So-
as she look right now.
I got Hayden Coker on. We're gonna start. You good if we start?
Have we
Yeah,
started?
I've just started.
Do I need to turn the music off?
Yeah, 'cause we'll get
Copyright
copyright flag.
Copyright,
we'll
yeah.
be good on Apple and Spotify, but it's Facebook. Facebook will get on to us.
Facebook is so dumb for that, man. Sorry,
Yeah.
Facebook. I do apologize.
So Hayden Coker,
Hayden Coker,
proud
Nick Wilson.
2020 graduate
Absolutely.
of Ashville High School.
That is correct.
One of my former students.
The greatest student of all time.
Yes, and I don't know how much you learned in my class. All I remember is
I don't remember much.
I
tells you
remember
anything.
you sitting there with Cade Walker,
Uh-huh.
and I remember the conversations you and Cade and Isaiah would have.
Lane Tibbs.
Shout out to Cade. Was Lane in that
Lane
class?
Tibbs, Isaiah Harris.
Lane, and
That was our little corner.
yeah,
like-
and
Yeah.
that was my first year. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was because I
Was
had
it?
y'all as juniors. Y'all were in second period.
Was that your first year teaching?
That was my first year teaching.
Really?
It was. Yeah.
Were you
And-
not there my sophomore year?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Understood. I think we knew you.
Yeah,
But everybody knew you,
I'd known you
so-
I'd known you and Cade for a long time, and Lane, just because it's Asheville and you know people.
Is that coffee good?
It's very good.
It looks
I
good.
got a new coffee maker.
You didn't even offer me any when I walked in.
I made enough for you though,
Really?
with the intent to offer, and didn't.
Mm.
So I apologize.
It's actually kind of a good thing you didn't. I'm not a fan of coffee, but you know what? if you would have offered, I would have drank it.
Yeah.
Just because just to please Nick Wilson.
I don't think you would have enjoyed it because it's 50% decaffeinated
That's
coffee.
fine. That's fine. I don't
And
really
I like
need
my
the
coffee
energy.
very strong.
I don't need too much energy. All my energy
No,
is
you don't.
100% natural. I don't
No.
know if anybody knows that out there, but sure, I like caffeine and whatnot, but my energy, Hayden Coker's energy, comes straight from his soul, his veins, his DNA. So
So why are you so energetic all the time?
I don't know, man. I'm just awesome. That's what it is.
I'm just awesome.
I don't know what else to tell you. It just comes from a state of, I don't know. Like sometimes I have a good outlook on it, and then sometimes I have a bad outlook on it. Like the other day, I was sitting back to myself and thinking as I was going into work, you know what? Let's have a good day today because what other day can we be awesome other than today? You know, you can be awesome every day, but if you start
Yeah.
today, you can just be awesomer tomorrow. You know what I mean?
So-
That's not even a word, but
No, it's not. That's an infectious personality.
I've been
do
told
you-
I'm
do you-
infectious.
In a good way.
You're infectious.
I know I'm infectious in a bad way, but because I'm sick right now. But are you like have
That
you been
is-
told you're infectious in a good way? Like when people talk to you about your energy and your vibe and the vibe that you bring to the table. Because so context, I've talked to Miss Ford, Leanne,
Oh gosh,
who you're related to.
I am. Fortunately,
She's your
she's like my first cousin.
first,
But she's my
But
first
you-
cousin.
but
Yeah,
it's-
but I call her my aunt.
yeah,
Yeah, because she's like another mom.
yeah.
Leanne's just awesome.
She
I
is.
talk to her about stuff that I don't talk to my mom about. So
Yeah, Leanne's pretty cool, and I'm not saying that just because I'm getting paid to.
I love my mom, by the way.
Hey,
Robin, I love you.
shout out to all the moms out there. I love my mom. Shout out to
Absolutely.
you, Tanya.
Hey Tanya, how you doing?
Easy now. What were we talking about? Your infectiousness. That's right. So, how when people talk to you about how infectious you are, have you ever just been oozing that positivity that you have, like at work or somewhere, and somebody goes, "Just stop. I'm not in the mood." Has that ever happened to you, where somebody's just so grumpy, grouchy, just in such a terrible mindset, and you're just trying to brighten everybody's day, and they just like stop?
I wouldn't necessarily call it like a trying to brighten somebody's day. I just more so go about it, and people take it however they take it. But yeah, that's happened before, and I just kind of go on without it.
How'd you react? How'd you deal with that?
I can't really say.
Oh, okay. Did you respond
No,
positively?
I didn't respond to them in that
Oh,
way,
okay.
but in my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I
You
can't say it.
self-censored.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a David Murphy internal growl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So you channeled your inner David Murphy.
absolutely, but I can't say it out loud. I'd have to tell you off camera, off
Okay.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, unattended by any sort of electronics,
That
because I
record
can't
you.
afford to be canceled in this day and age.
Well, speaking of being canceled, you have not been canceled.
Yeah, well, be careful. Yeah, I've not.
You have done really well for yourself. So you got the Hayden Coker show,
I do.
and that's going really well. You've
Thank you,
broadcast a
by the way.
couple of football games. Have you done any basketball?
So, yes. There may be more to that within the next 2 months. I cannot
Yeah.
talk about it right now, though.
Sweet. So, what was it like? I want to focus on the football first. What was it like on the football broadcast side of things? I know at one point were they all in Georgia? Were some of them were they split between Bama and Georgia? Tell us about your football broadcasting
Well, it started
intro.
out. It's kind of funny. So it started out. I was in high school, so I started out just reporting scores for a Facebook page called Around the State Sports. A fella named Jimmy Seitz.
Love that page, yeah.
Bo Starkey helped out with that, but Jimmy Seitz was the guy who kind of facilitated it. So I helped out there. Kind of rolled into. I helped out a little bit with Average Joe's, a tad. They kind of helped me get my start and whatnot, but helped out there. After I graduated was when it kind of really took off. I got a radio show with WKXX Fox Sports for a little bit after high school, and then I went on to it was like one season, and then we stopped it. But I covered some football games, and then mainly Saturday mornings we would do college football, high school football. Then we would roll on into a different part of life, and it was no longer that. But the next season I helped with 94.1 The River.
Adam Stocks.
Adame Stocks is what I like to call him.
Yeah.
So helped out with Adam Stocks at 94.1 The River, where I am now doing a little reporting. And
I've seen you on the
Yeah,
interwebs.
it's been all right.
You did. You covered the Asheville Moody game.
I did. I actually covered Pell City wrestling team the other day, and I got wrestled by a kid.
I saw
And
that video.
put me
Not
on.
related to Adam Stocks.
Not related to Adam Stocks, Anthony Stocks.
Yes.
No relation to Adam Stocks, but the stock market.
Yeah, he had a
All
great takedown on you.
He did.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I let him. It would never happen if I wouldn't have let him. You know what I mean? Because you see all this muscle.
So that means we got to get you in with our wrestling team, and we've actually got to get some headgear on you and in a singlet, and we need to see you actually wrestle somebody.
I'm not wearing a singlet. I'm sorry. I'm not. But Brady Thresh, I am coming for you. I am coming for Brady Thresh.
Okay.
That's right, yeah.
I can't
See,
wait
you
for
heard it.
Brady to hear
Yeah.
or see this.
No, I'm sure he'd love that. Brady, I'm coming for you. If you're looking at, where's the camera? Hold on.
Right there.
I'm coming for you, Brady
There it
Thresh. But no, so yeah, doing a little stuff for 94.1 The River. I was a sideline reporter for The River a few years ago. That was really fun.
Yeah.
That was strictly radio. Then following year, that was for Etowah, the Etowah Blue Devils. That's a cuss word in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But St. Clair County the next year, the following year, that was video, sideline reporting there. That was super fun. Then the following year, it was kind of like we didn't know where things were going to be, so I ended up with Graddick Sports, Graddick Communications, out of Georgia. That's based in West Georgia. Great group of people. I think the main radio station is actually based out of Carrollton. I know Graddick owns a bunch of stations throughout Carrollton. He owns one in Jacksonville too, but it kind of runs down that side of the state. But yeah, so that's what I did this year. I got to travel to Savannah, Georgia for a playoff game. Got
really
to see Benedictine Military School play. Stephen Cannon, 3-star commit to Texas Tech at quarterback. You had Bubba Frazier, who's a running back. I think he's listed as ATH, but I could be wrong. He's committed to Notre Dame. Just a bunch of different guys for Benedictine and Carrollton, or Central Carrollton, that I got to watch play. Super, super cool. A bunch of athletes. I got to call play-by-play. 5-star Georgia commit tight end, Caden Prothrow. That was fun. Got to call his game. Just a monster among men, man. And that's kind of led me to where I am today. Now I'm doing a little sideline reporting I guess you could call it sideline reporting. We'll call it sports reporting for 94.1 The River, doing post-game, doing separate hits and stuff. I try to do at least 3 hits a week for Adam and 94.1, so it's really, really fun. I genuinely enjoy it, and I get to kind of form those relationships with athletes and coaches that I think a lot of people just kind of sit back and I won't say watch, but like that's what I've always kind of wanted to do. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I've always kind of wanted to have better relationships with athletes, with coaches, and kind of with people in the community. So it's really cool to really get to know everybody.
So, looking into the future, well, also looking into the past, because let me transition, because you've got the Hayden Coker Show, a once weekly show that
Yes, sir.
you host live from Buffalo Wild Wings.
That is true.
Right? Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Why
So
did you want your own sports show, and what led to it, and the execution, and like how's it going?
I remember talking to you about this in high school.
Yeah.
So
And
I remember.
I believe. What did I say?
You
I
said-
think I remember what I said, but what did I say?
I remember asking you how to start a podcast, and you're like, "It's kind of hard."
Yeah.
Just to get it set up, and you're like, "It's kind of hard," but you kind of explained everything to me, and I got to understand, what went into it. Not necessarily all of it, because it was in one ear, and I tried to trap it in this ear. But with my brain, the way that it works, it can spout out 15 million different directions. Like I think one quarter of my brain right now is on a flight to Ibiza. That sounds weird, but it just is. No, but like you helped me a lot, kind of understand where to go and how to facilitate things on the podcast side of things. But where it came from was I've always been that sort of person to kind of want to entertain others, and that's basically where it all came from.
And
I've always wanted to entertain
Well,
others.
speaking of that, I think I ended that, because I remember all that, but I think I ended that conversation. You might not remember this part, but I think I ended that conversation with saying something along the lines of, I'm going to paraphrase myself. I think I said, whatever you do, don't quit, because the world needs to see Hayden Coker. I think is what I said.
That sounds like something you say.
Yeah. And I was being dead dog serious. I wasn't being sarcastic or whatever. I was being dead serious about it. The world needs to be informed and entertained by Hayden Coker.
I appreciate that.
And so through all of those other different media ventures you talked about on the broadcasting, when you were talking about broadcasting football games, sort of kind of helped also push you to develop and kind of launch the Hayden Coker Show too.
Yeah, of course. So I guess it sort of helped me, and it certainly has helped me when it comes to speech and everything, because everybody knows that a podcast starts with somebody talking. Without somebody talking, there's no podcast. It's just dead air.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Right there.
Right there. Yeah, that little 1.5 second clip, just staring into your soul and hearing nothing but. That was dead air.
Yeah.
That was dead air. Now,
And you're really good at taking away dead air.
Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunate. Fortunately, I was born with a motor mouth, so I talk, and sometimes I have to be shut up, but that's fine. That's okay. No, like that's so. When it comes to the sports broadcasting, that's kind of helped me become the podcaster, I guess you want to call it, the sports media guy that I am today, I guess. But like I said, a lot of it came from high school, like wanting to entertain and being in a rough spot at one point, and understanding that, what I've always wanted to do is, make people laugh, entertain people. But I've always loved college football and college sports.
Yeah.
College basketball and college football are my two that I can talk for hours on. And that kind of led me into wanting to do that. And I remember as a sophomore, maybe I think it was a sophomore. It might have been a freshman, but I want to say sophomore. I was in Miss Madison's class. I think I had her in fifth period, maybe a little earlier in the day. I think it was fourth period actually. Fourth period home ec class, I want to say. I remember sitting with my head down. Wasn't in a great spot at the time. Like was kind of thinking about what I wanted to do after high school, and I remember looking up on the computer, sports broadcasters annual salary. And my heart sank because I saw like $32,000. I was like, whoa, hold on. This can't be right. You mean to tell me the Kirk Herbstreits that I see on TV are making that much? Which wasn't true, because they're obviously making a lot more. Yeah. But when it comes to the sports broadcasting
side of things,
how many
Kirk Herbstreits are there?
Exactly. There's one. There's one Kirk Herbstreit. There's one Chris Fowler. There's one Mike
Sean
Tirico.
McDonough or Mike Tirico or whoever.
Exactly.
It's like you've got maybe 5 or 6 per network, and there's at the high level there's what in football maybe 4 networks that are doing it. So you might have 20 guys in college or professional football that are calling that are making 6 figures plus.
Yeah.
Some of them are making 7
Yeah,
And it's
some of them
like-
are making a lot more too. Like it's insane.
Like I think Kirk Herbstreit's making almost double digit in like millions,
Yeah,
right?
Pat McAfee, who is, I think he's by far the highest paid sports broadcaster because he does everything. He does WWE, college football, NFL. He has a wide variety of skills, and the sports that he can call, there's a plethora of sports that he can call. So I don't know, he's so valuable because of I say brings to the table, but his personality, how he talks to people, and just him making relationships with everybody in the industry. I've always thought that was so cool.
You strike me as a guy that would be really good friends with Pat McAfee.
It's funny you say that because so I started watching his show the year after I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
And this was when it was not necessarily big, but not ESPN
when
big.
they were independent.
Yeah. So they were independent, and I remember
Kinda like the
watching
Hayden
one of
Coker
his
show.
videos, the Hayden Coker show.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years from now, is that was that looking like? I don't know, but no, Pat McAfee was doing doing one of his shows, and it was him and a few of his buddies, and they had microphones, they were hanging from cords, and they were talking to each other in a hotel room, and that's how they were recording their podcast. And I thought at the time, I was like, this is, these guys are doing it. And now I look back and I really see those guys were freaking doing it. And I don't know. So Pat McAfee's always been one of those guys that I've looked up to and not necessarily wanted to be like, because there's a difference between me, Hayden Coker and Pat McAfee. There's a difference between Hayden Coker and Nick Wilson. You know what I mean? But it's somebody that I've sort of kind of modeled my game after, but also because you have Pat McAfee broadcasting a game, it's just every second is, it's an alt cast. You know what I mean? So it's not a primary cast.
Yeah.
I want that primary broadcast. That's what I've always kind of thought, and that's where we defer. We defer in a lot of ways, but you get what I'm saying.
Who's your favorite go-to the play-by-play guy and the color guy? Who are your favorite play-by-play guys and color analyst guys working right now?
So that's tough.
At the premium level.
That's tough.
I'll give you mine.
All right.
My favorite play-by-play guy working right now is
Don't say mine.
Sean McDonough.
Dang it, man!
Is it
It's
yours?
It's Sean McDonough.
I freaking love listening to that guy call a football game, and apparently he does hockey and a couple other sports. But
yeah, he does it for the Red Sox.
okay, gotcha.
I want to say
Gotcha. I freaking love listening to that guy. And Greg McElroy, the relationship that he and Greg McElroy have on camera in a broadcast is great. But
He just won Broadcaster of the Year too.
that's right, he did after being nominated like 16 times or whatever. But and then my favorite color guy right now is Chris Collinsworth. I really enjoy listening to Chris call NFL games.
I like Chris. And I'll follow up with this. So Sean McDonough, he's my favorite. I don't know if he still does the Boston Red Sox, but I know he did at one point. But he does everything, and that's what makes those guys earn so much money.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sean McDonough by far my favorite play-by-play guy. Now if I were to go color, I gotta go Kirk Herbstreit, man.
Why?
So
Why you like Herbie so much?
I love Herbie because, for one, his personality. I think his personality really kind of shows during the broadcast. I can point out one a few weeks ago. It was they were in a broadcast. I can't remember which game it was, but the coach was basically chewing out his player, and Kirk Herbstreit is basically like he's giving the dialogue of it. He's explaining what's going on, and he's going, yeah, the coach right now, he's going, and telling him what's going on. That just, I don't know. To me, that kind of seems to brings the color out of a guy. So the color commentary is something that I've always loved and appreciated because, for one, I do color commentary now, but I think it's so slept on as not necessarily the primary guy. It's so slept on because I don't know.
It's an art.
I'll say that it is an art, but also at the same time, like with Kirk Herbstreit, how he's able to color his personality in there. I absolutely love it.
Well, because you got to know the game.
Absolutely.
But you have to communicate and analyze the game in a way that's digestible by your audience.
For sure,
in the context in which the game's taking place. I really, I didn't know. I assumed you did play-by-play, but you do color.
So I do play-by-play. I also do color. So it's, and
which one?
You're thinking like how can you do play-by-play and color in the one game, in one singular game? But it's kind of split. So basically, with I filled in a lot this year in play-by-play for Graddick, but the main takeaway that I got from that was and I completely forgot about this. I also helped with Jack State broadcasting and I made my ESPN Plus debut and everything last year, so that was fun. Sorry, I forgot about that part.
Kind of important.
What's that?
Kind of important.
Kind of, sort of. But yeah, what were we talking about? Sorry, I completely.
Why you prefer color, or why you've done play-by-play in color, but you seem to be leaning towards color more than play-by-play.
Oh no, I want to do play-by-play. That
really?
is
Okay.
Yeah, that's my ultimate goal. But I have such a respect for the color guys.
Yeah.
Because it just their personality shines through, and they aren't given that main spotlight to do so. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris Fowler, it's so easy for him to.
It's effortless for that guy.
Exactly.
Do you miss him on College Game Day? Or you like Reese Davis more?
I'm a massive Reese Davis fan. I love everything about Reese Davis. I do love Chris Fowler.
Let a naysayer know.
What? Is that what that is? That is not what I thought that.
One of the best impromptu bits. And you could tell in that moment at the Rose Bowl, this was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
He was like, what?
Michigan,
Pat
Alabama.
McAfee? What? What's going on? That's one of my favorite. And they did a little callback to it this year at the Rose Bowl. If you saw the game day, that was freaking cool. So you're a Reese Davis stan.
Yes.
You know, he graduated from Bama. He's
he
from Alabama. He's from like Muscle Shoals or somewhere maybe, I think.
I don't know where he's
Somewhere
from.
there.
I know he graduated from Bama, and I also know that he was even coming out of college. Everybody wanted to hire that guy. That's
wonder
what's
why.
so.
I mean, we know why now.
We know why
but
now,
I want to know like what he was doing back then that made him stand out.
I think that, and I listened to something on it, but he had so many opportunities and was doing so much at the time that I think that everybody was just kind of like, look at what this young kid's doing. So, I don't know, but that's. Oh, and I tell you what, one thing, before we move on, because I've got to tell you this, but one of the main sources of energy that I do get is sometimes I'm not a big fan of music. I don't know if you know that. I'm not a massive fan of music. I'm a big time podcast guy. Big time podcast, sports radio dude. That's my stuff. That's my jazz. That's my chiz, that they say on Victorious and whatever. But yeah, you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, go ahead. I wasn't expecting a Victorious reference, but
I lost my train of thought.
I knew that was coming too. But I don't even know where you were going.
Oh, I know where I was going. I'm sorry. This brain, I'm telling you, it just goes everywhere. But some of the and it's interesting because to me with broadcasting, it's you see football players getting hyped up by music and stuff all the time, and it's like, man, they need to do that. They're getting amped up. They're getting their energy on a high level. As a broadcaster, I feel like I won't even say it's unnecessary because for me, I just go to another planet. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't get high. I don't eat an edible, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Yeah. I just get my energy from a space of music, and I talked about this earlier. Bruno Mars.
What about Bruno Mars?
Just the vibe, man.
It's a great vibe. You match his vibe well.
He had in his new song that he just released, I Just Might, one of the lyrics is, "What good is beauty if your booty can't find a beat?" And I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's here's the thing. That's a really poetic statement,
right?
If you think about it,
right? It's not talking about booty, but it's talking about a beat.
Yeah, it's talking about being able to enjoy life and
grooving. Yeah.
Why are we here, if not to at least enjoy a little bit of what we experience?
But yeah, like music, Lil Wayne, a little bit, 6 foot, 7 foot. I like that one. I do. I like Wiz Khalifa too.
I'm so excited for people to listen to this podcast.
I'm not even a big rap guy. I'm a big time country dude. But holy crap! Like that song "Industry Baby" by Lil Nas X. I think is the And this one with the Bruno Mars song I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Like at one point it goes, he finishes a lyric and then he goes, and I just kind of add that into it. You know what I mean?
It's obvious you really get into it.
Yeah, Bruno Mars is my freaking guy. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody else knows that, but
Yeah.
Bruno Mars is my
Yeah, we
freaking
do.
guy.
So let's transition into.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
You're good. College football.
Mm-hmm.
As of the recording of this episode, we've got Indiana and Miami that are going to face off in the national championship game in Miami, in Miami's home stadium.
Is that not
by the
crazy?
way. Yeah,
They don't have to pay for travel.
I want your take.
So what I think is crazy, Miami doesn't have to pay for travel,
Yeah.
and Miami's going to be in their home locker room for this game. So this is a home game, but I guarantee you half that stadium will be filled with Indiana Hoosiers. Last night, was it Atlanta?
Yeah,
it was the Peach Bowl.
Atlanta,
Yeah, it was in Atlanta. There were 90% Indiana Hoosier fans.
Oh yeah,
It
I
was
don't know
the
where
cra-
Oregon fans were.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen a fan ratio that horrible. Of course, you have like Auburn and Mercer playing, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is the most insane thing I've ever seen. I think that with the way Indiana plays football, first off, I think a lot of teams, a lot of coaches are going to start to say, hey, look at what Coach Cignetti's doing. Let's model after that. I think that's what's going to start happening.
You know, he doesn't have a general manager. He evaluates all the talent.
It's just
that they
him,
recruit.
right?
Yeah, he evaluates all the talent that they recruit.
Yeah.
And he looks for speed, agility, flexibility, and those are just a couple of the physical traits he looks at. But he also looks at, like when in some of the interviews I've seen where he's talked about Fernando Mendoza, he looks at what's their approach to the game, but what's their approach to life, what's their mentality like, And Fernando Mendoza, the Joker can nail an interview. Now, he can't nail an interview without his voice cracking, but the Joker can nail an interview in terms of what he's saying and how he says it. He's so positive. He's so down to earth. He's so humble, and he's a man of God, and he's so smart. Like, he's really intelligent. The only social media that guy has is LinkedIn. And I know it may sound like, what?
Oh, I was saying LinkedIn, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was counting on my finger, yeah. Like one.
And that was it.
One.
And no joke, and he posted on his LinkedIn profile about winning the
Heisman Trophy?
Yeah. But the only thing that...
We're sure he runs it.
Yeah. The only thing that, I find, out of all that I find interesting about Kurt Cignetti, Indiana, whatever, there's not a single five-star. So what does that tell you about the transfer portal, about development, and about a culture? It tells you that you don't have to have the most money. Now, they've got a lot of money because they've won. But Kurt Cignetti came in there with a bunch of JMU transfers. When he left JMU, they all came with him with a bunch of JMU transfers, all of whom were 3, maybe 4 stars, okay, in his first season coming into Indiana. And he started winning then. And now he's gained momentum. It's still, even in this day and age, you don't necessarily have to have the most stars on a roster. You just have to have guys that can develop and that can. My gosh, that's the kind of player that is. And then on the other side, you got Mario Cristobal. Both of them are saving.
Yeah. All the power, all the Final Four coaches were saving. That's crazy.
Now, who do you have?
How can you not say Indiana? But
I agree.
Yeah, but why? With the way that Indiana plays football, it's a slow, it's a methodical way. Like each drive is not one of those 2 plays, 85 yards. It's not Ole Miss. It's not Ole Miss. It's not the Lane Kiffin, Trinidad, Chambliss. It's not the high-powered offense. Hurry up, let's go. Let's get 15 yards on this next play. Boom, run on the ball, 30 yards, touchdown. No, this is let's take our time. Let's be strategical with it. They can run it. They can throw it. They have one of the best quarterbacks in college football. They have one of the best offensive lines in football right now.
They have nominated for the Joe Moore Award. Best offensive line in the country.
Exactly. And those guys go out there and they do their job. And you want to know what's so crazy about it? There's no selfishness to that. And if there is, they don't start.
And they rarely.
There's no discipline. It's just
But that goes Mike Slive built with the SEC in the early 2000s that kind of carried, you had Florida, and then you had the Alabama dynasty. You had Auburn pop up there in 2010 and 2013. You had a couple other teams. Missouri came into that was when Missouri came into the conference, and you added A&M right there around a little bit after that too. That era is over with. We're in the Big Ten era now. You got Ohio State, you got Michigan, you got Indiana on the come up. You got Oregon in the Big Ten. So there's a lot more parity now in college football. But when you look at what's happening in college football, you also cover high school football. What are you thinking about what's happening with high school football in the state of Alabama right now?
I think it's crazy.
As of the release of this episode, we'll know about the reclass situation, but as of the recording of this episode, we don't know. The decision hasn't been handed down. So what do you think is going to happen there on January 23rd with the reclass decision by the AHSA?
So I'll tell you this. With the reclass, I don't know what's going to happen there. I can tell you something that I saw firsthand this year. I called football in Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia has NIL for high school football players. There's a lot of truth to this. I'm not going to say names or anything like that just because of it, though, because there is something in Georgia going on that is absolutely crazy. And when it comes to it's legit. I'm committed to this high school. There's a player who's committed to Texas Tech, who plays for Benedictine. This is coming from a sports reporter from Savannah at the time, so I have a source. He was offered. They moved his mom and everything, and give him move his mom. I don't know about vehicles and everything and all that, but I know there was a stipend and everything in there for his mother. But the kid's two schools were IMG Academy or Benedictine, and he chose Benedictine. And Benedictine actually went on to lose in the state championship game. But what I thought was crazy about it, or I think they lost anyway. Somebody told me that. After the season ended for me, I checked out and I had other stuff here to do, so I didn't have time to focus on it. But with the way that high school athletics is going in Georgia, it's crazy. It is going to the college. It is going to the college atmosphere very, very quickly, with all the NIL and everything.
Yeah, it's good or bad.
So yeah, good or bad.
Good or bad thing for high school.
Oh, I don't necessarily know if there's a good or bad. I think it could be a mix of both, but that's going to be with everything, right? Like there's always going to be a mix of good and bad with everything. I don't know how good it is to give all these kids this money while they're still in high school. If you would have told me, no, it's a little bit different, but like take me I played football. I don't know if you know this. I played football for a little bit in the spring, a few years, my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
And like after that, obviously I didn't play after that because I was more media centric and everything, but we'll call it that. Didn't play because he was media centric.
Mm-hmm.
But no, say Hayden was in high school and Cade Walker is getting offered $500,000 to play football for Ashville High School. Now, obviously, this is not true, but say I'm one of those people that I may not be as good of an athlete as athlete B that we're comparing to, but they're getting $500,000. I'm getting nothing, but we get to go out there. We get to do the same thing every day. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how's that fair? But in the mind that you should think of it is the kid's working hard. But how people are going to think because it's high schoolers. Now, some people have a really, really solid head on their shoulders when they're in high school. They think, oh, dude, they deserve every bit of it. Other people may not think so. So do you kind of get where I'm going with that? So I don't know. That's kind of what I take away from it. I think it could be good and bad.
You don't think you think the change is change and it shouldn't be looked at as good or bad. It's just change.
No. Everybody's going to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad doesn't necessarily matter or not because they're not going to change it back. No.
Yeah, but they could stop the change.
They could stop it. Yeah, they could stop
because
the change.
The change hasn't occurred.
Of
course.
And
I think that's why everybody wants to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Because they can see that we're on this journey and we're about to either take a left or a right turn.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many different variables. And I'm not going to say one way or the other where I think we should go. I'm a football coach. I'm a basketball coach. I'm a golf coach. I'm a track coach, and I know how those different sports are going to handle it differently if something like that were to happen in Alabama, and I know how it's going to specifically affect Asheville High School with those that we're going to have to compete against, but again, that's where the whole reclass conversation comes in. If that happens, then so long story short, if the private schools split away from the public schools and NIL comes on either side of public or private, it's going to be a totally new world. And I think there's going to be some people that are just going to say, let's just get out of it. Yeah. Why are high schools even involved in this anymore? Mm-hmm. It should just be club teams, take the school away from it, take the school out of it. Mm-hmm. But when you have a place like Asheville, and this is why I think it's so important for us to kind of understand what's going to happen over the next 5, 10, 20 years. The town of Asheville, the city of Asheville, plus our community is so rooted in what this school does on that basketball court, on that football field, on that softball diamond, and in all the arenas of sports. So if you lose that, where's that unifier for the community?
Well, it's also loyalty too, because a lot of what Asheville is, and the main word that comes to mind whenever I think of the town, Asheville, is loyalty.
Family.
Family. Asheville is so family bound, and a lot of it. I'm going to compare Asheville to a college real quick. One of the colleges that reminds me of how my hometown of Asheville feels is the Oklahoma State University. And how Stillwater feels. Yeah. It is just one big community. Have you ever been to Stillwater?
I never have. No, I've always wanted to go.
It is one of the coolest. Now, there's nothing there. There's not a lot there. It is one of the coolest little towns, and people argue against that. But
it's a college town.
It's a college town. It's a cool little town. And I don't even like that part of it. Like the bars, you can have it. Yeah. I'm more of a, what kind of breakfast place do you have? What kind of cool little sports bar do you have for lunch? You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Or a nice little locally owned Mexican restaurant. Mm-hmm. Like at Asheville, it's Mi Casita, which by far, the best Mexican restaurant I've ever had.
I'm so glad you said that, because this entire show is brought to you by Mi Casita.
Oh my God.
Dawg Talk.
Speaking of Angel Diaz, Stephanie's cookies earlier.
Yeah, we just had those cookies a second ago. Shout out to Stephanie for those chocolate chip cookies.
Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Angel.
Shout out to Angel.
Absolutely.
I had some birria tacos last night after the Southside game.
Really?
Delicious.
Really good.
Delicious.
62-58, right?
62-58. Should have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
We missed a ton of free throws.
I also saw the first game was worse. Like, y'all won the first game by more.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
And that was in Southside.
That was at Southside. Yeah. This was at home. We missed a lot of layups that we should not have missed. We missed a lot of free throws. I mean, we were probably 40% from the free throw line.
Hey, I tell you what.
Worse, probably 30%.
There's a school. There is a school that I was covering earlier in the year. They were like 9 of 25 on their free throws.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was in a game. It was rough. No shade at that team. I love who coaches the team, and I love the team in general. I love the kids and everything. But yeah, like free throws. When it comes to free throws, when it comes to just basketball in general, it's extremely important to make those free throws. You have to. Or it's the free throws, the simple shots, the simple layups. You can't miss those,
It's an uncontested attempt to score a point. Why would you not take advantage of that? So
I wouldn't say it's why would you not take advantage of it? I would say you got to be prepared because it's a gimme.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's an uncontested opportunity to go and put yourself further into the victory spot. So why would you not be ready for that moment? And why, anyway, the coach in me is going to come out. So I think.
What are you from the free throw line?
What am I?
What were you from the free throw line?
I was very, 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 very bad. I was very bad, and still am.
It's okay.
So that's why I don't. That's why I don't coach that. Caleb coaches that. The only thing that I'm specifically responsible for that the people can get mad at me for are I help coach Tom Griffith, and I are in charge of the post players. So when you see one of our post players miss a contested layup, which we did a lot last night, or an uncontested layup, then you can get mad at me. So you can be mad at me for that, but you can't get mad at me for the missed free throws. But I think going back to our other conversation about the landscape of high school football and how it's mimicking college football and where college football is going, regardless, there's going to be some change coming, and regardless, Asheville's going to be affected. It's just how we've got to prepare ourselves.
In what way are they going to be affected?
I think.
Can
no
you
matter
say what
whether
you
it
think
happens,
is going to happen?
I think there's going to be a split. I don't know that for certain. I don't have an inside source or anything.
Yeah.
But I think if they don't split, I'm going to be really shocked because the private schools are tired of the multiplier. The public schools are tired of the private schools dominating everything, especially when it comes to your track and fields, your golf, your volleyball. They're tired of the private schools just over and over again marching into the state championship tournament or the state championship game or whatever it is, match, and there's no shot for any other team. I mean, you've got a 2A school in Bayside playing a 6A, 7A volleyball schedule because they win so much. You know,
how strange.
Is it fair to those kids that they get punished for winning? No. Is it fair to all the other schools that are 2A public schools around Bayside that would have to compete with Bayside if there wasn't a multiplier? No, it's not fair to them either, right? Because Bayside basically has no district boundary, and they can go in and say, hey, we'll give you, they're not supposed to, but they do, we'll give you tuition, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They can accommodate outside the rules in ways that public schools can't.
Yeah, for sure.
And they do, and that's how they get those athletes in there, and they have a way of acquiring the resources needed to win that public schools don't.
For sure.
So, and not to say public schools don't have their own advantages over private schools, they do, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how Heath Harmon, the executive director of the AHSA and the Central Board of Control, strike this balance. It's going to be, because again, decisions are going to be made that are going to change what my job looks like. By the time I retire from here in 22 years, who I'm coaching and who I'm coaching against will have changed a lot, I feel like. But I mean, that's kind of what you expect over I guess a 30-year period. We're due for a big change. And I'm not going to say whether I agree with it or not, but it's gonna be interesting to see that happen. Hayden, I appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I
appreciate you.
We'll have you on again, hopefully sometime soon.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
This is when I come in here and I sit down and I talk to you. It doesn't matter who we have in here. If it's Kevin Moore, it's Mickey Farmer, it's David Murphy, whoever it is. I genuinely feel like this is, and like even with the community of Asheville, I feel like I'm at home. This is like obviously it's all I've known, like growing up here and everything. But Asheville to me is so incredibly special. And I feel like just being around the community, I'm so incredibly grateful because this community's done a lot for me as well. Even when I was younger, the whole brain tumor and everything. So I don't know, man. There's a lot that the community's done for me, and
well, we got your back, brother.
Well,
that's what the Asheville family's about.
If there's any way that I can give back, I want to do it. I want to do it.
Yeah.
But
we got your back, dude. The Asheville family is strong.
For sure.
And we're proud of you, dude.
I'm proud of you.
I'm specifically proud of you. I'm proud of you both as somebody that got to enjoy you every single day in second period as your teacher. But
enjoy
also,
is a stretch.
And trust me, I enjoyed it more than I let on. But also as somebody now that I consider a friend. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Absolutely.
What is and before we do get off here, I do want to ask you, what is your favorite memory of me in Asheville High School? When I was a student. Yeah.
It had to have been every single pep rally when you were here, because you were in the middle of the floor, dressed up as something, dancing in a certain way, or did you go shirtless one time?
Multiple times.
Okay. every pep rally with Hayden Coker was I'm not gonna get specific, but every pep rally
Interesting.
with Hayden Coker was amazing. Every single one of them.
There was a point. There was a point where I was. Man, this is a crazy time too, and I know you got to go, but the Womanless Beauty Pageant was something that I'll forever remember. And
Totally forgot about that.
I wish I could forget it. Just to be straight up honest
that
with
was
you,
awesome.
I wish I could forget it because everybody that participated, they had their blonde wigs, their brown headed wigs, their brunette wigs, if you want to say, their makeup. You want to know what I wore? I wore one of my mom's skirts, and I had no other wig, no wig. This is short notice. No, I think Alyssa Vincent walked me. I want to say,
Yeah.
but I had a red clown wig for hair.
That's right.
And I was the ugliest woman I think anybody has ever seen.
That's not a bad thing though.
Yes, because if I was a good-looking woman, that might be a little
Yeah.
crazy. You know.
I'm so
What's he
glad. I'm
hiding?
so glad we're ending the episode on this conversation because I totally forgot about this.
You know.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's
Did
crazy.
you win? I don't remember who won that.
I think James won. James Wakefield.
That's right, he did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But looking back on the whole Women's Beauty Pageant, it's crazy because it's men out there, right? Well,
Dressed up as women.
yeah. And there's
It's
people
womanless.
exactly. And if you're an outsider, you're like, that looks like a man. You know,
Hey, but
what's
we
up
ra-
his skirt? You know,
But we.
but
Yeah. What's up his skirt? Yeah, I cannot wait to hear how many people laugh at that comment. So raised a lot of money for the wrestling program though doing that. That's the good
We
thing.
did?
Yeah, that's what
Nice.
it was for. You don't
Nice.
remember what that was for?
I just thought it was for
you
fun.
You
Yeah.
just did it?
I
to
just
do
get
it?
in. Yeah.
That makes this story even better.
You know what though? That means all of success that Asheville Wrestling has had is owed to me.
Sure. I can't wait for Sean and Jim to hear this. But
A man in a dress with a red wig.
Hayden, we got to have you back, man.
I can't say that.
Yeah,
but
we got to have you back. Thank you,
Man, I appreciate that.
I appreciate it, brother.
It's good just being across this table and just being able to look at you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. I
Of course.
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Just don't wear makeup next time. You know, this is unfortunately like we had the Women's Beauty Pageant then.
Mhm.
Let's not participate now because now people will think of it very, very differently. Yeah, I don't think I can say that, can I?
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Okay, that's okay. But you have can you like edit that over?
We'll just end it all on a giant beep.
All right, we're gonna go 5, 4. How we doing this?
Just do it.
David Murphy, I didn't forget about you, and you're number 47. Tell me when to stop.
And I see you on beat for you best get to step by. Oh no, you know we gang green. Yeah. No, we gang green. Yeah. Yeah, we gang green. On the mat, on the track, on the court, on the floor, out the door, you can take it anymore. No, on the field, how we deal, about to kill, got you sitting on the floor like. Daddy, how you feel? Yeah, paying bills, making meals, student section giving out, cheering loud, and they give everybody chills. Yeah, giving back, dishing flag, cut no slack, and I know for a fact my dogs always got my back. Yeah, everybody want a life like this. If you fall, I only care if you rise like this. I ain't football team pushing out with all them eyes. Shout out to my homies at the 3-point line. Gang green, always bleed green and white. Live it up every day, it's our time. We gang green. No, we gang green. Every day I say weird inflection. No, you know you can't fight the infection. Yeah, we gang green.